I love this new lip gloss. It's like a pen and you can click it. That's why I like it. Welcome back to a new video. My name is Elena Powers, also known as your local gym girl. I keep changing my YouTube name. It started as local gym girl and then it was Sexy Powers and now it's local gym girl again because my friend made me think about it and I guess I'm not so sexy after all. Just kidding, but I don't know why, honestly. I just keep changing my YouTube name. It doesn't really matter. I have 90 subscribers, so I don't think it matters at all what my YouTube name is. But what does matter is the scam I was involved in twice in 2025. There's two things that I learned, and that is don't trust anyone from Turkey or any other country other than Americans. I'm kidding. But the two times I got scammed was by people not from America or Colombia. I'm Colombian myself, so that means I can totally make these jokes. I'm just making them about myself. Whatever. I don't need to explain myself to anybody. The point is, I got scammed by people and they are from different countries. And honestly, all jokes aside, I'm not racist or anything, but this plays a huge role in the scam, especially the first scam, because I should have known. There were so many red flags. So many red flags I should have been aware of and I wasn't aware of because I was blinded by love. So 2025 comes around. I work a lot and I save a lot. And I've always wanted to be a business owner. Talk to me about an idea and I'm in. I'll invest. Let me know what you need. I'm the easiest person to get money out of. Everybody owes me money. Honestly, if you owe me money and we're friends, it's all good. But you know what I mean? Like, people always ask me for money. Maybe because I always try to look for good things. So if somebody's talking about a business idea or if there's an opportunity or there's something where I could potentially make money, I'm always in. And I never look at the pros and cons. I'm just kind of there and I just kind of do it because I can. And I learned that I shouldn't do that. So obviously this lesson was meant for me. And I'm glad I'm the one who got scammed and not somebody else because I could take it. I can take it. And it was only $18,000. With that being said, we're here now and we're thriving and we're doing great. We're doing great. We try not to think about the fact that we got scammed. I don't like talking about negative stuff, and I feel like the more you dwell in the past, the more it consumes you. So I try to move on from these things. So I'm really just sharing this experience because it's a cool thing to talk about. And so people that are my age and are living life, don't do the same mistakes I did. Because I wish somebody would have told me. Just kidding. Everybody told me not to do it and I still did it. I don't think this is gonna change anything because what's meant for you will happen. What's meant for you won't miss you, you know? So at the same time, those things that happen to you and are bad, they're meant to happen to you. So there's always blessings in disguise. So it was meant to happen to me. I was meant to get scammed, and it was probably to humble me and to teach me a couple lessons. So I'm just grateful for the experience. Let's put it that way. How I was saying, I work at a club. I'm a bottle girl, you know? I am a nightlife. I'm a night owl. And then I met this guy at the club. Ironic because I met him at the club, but he doesn't like how I work at the club, but he goes to the club. Those are the kind of guys I deal with. So I met this guy at the club and we are kicking it, we're vibing. He's super cool. He's a business owner himself and he's very inspiring. So I really like this guy. But then we talk for a couple months. He decides to end things with me because I work at the club. So obviously, as a sad girl, I'm thinking of ways to get out of the club. And I've always been wanting to get out of the club, but it's easier said than done. My original plan was to save a lot of money and then buy a business, you know? So I was looking online for businesses. It was always an idea, but I never really persecute it because I don't know anything about businesses. I've never even taken a course. I don't know how to run a business. Realistically, I don't know anything about businesses. That's why I never pulled the trigger on that. But meeting this guy, seeing how he has a business, you know, all this stuff, I was like, honestly, God, give me a sign. Like, I really want to get out of the club. I want to buy a business, blah, 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 blah. This one guy that I'm talking to, we're going to call him Romeo. Romeo has somewhat to do with the story because I trusted him and I feel like the guy who scammed me took advantage of that and used him to his advantage and it's so embarrassing and it makes me so sad. Okay, let me So Romeo and I are not talking, right? And then we start talking again, and he tells me how he might buy this business from this one guy who used to have a gym, and then he sold it, and then he has a smoothie truck business, and he's just an entrepreneur, and he's just like this great guy, and his name's Hakan, turkuleez, and I'm not gonna hide his name.
Time to get one in before the Andrew Tate fight. Miami strong. Best gym in Miami.
What's up, guys? Your boy Hakan over here. You guys already know where I'm at. I'm at the Denver's newest Mecca here at Gold's Gym in Thornton.
Scammer. He is literally a scammer, so do not trust this guy, Hakan. You should start by not trusting somebody called Hakan. I don't know what the... So Romeo and I start talking again. He's gonna buy this business from Hakan, and I'm like, good for you, like that's sick, you know, like I have shorts on, I promise. He ends up not buying the business, and it's only $18,000. So I'm like, oh, what kind of business is it? I'm just interested in it, you know. I don't tell him like, oh, I want to buy it. No, but I'm just like, oh, what is it? He said it's like a candy store at a mall. It's a kiosk at a mall that you pretty much rent out and you sell stuff out of the kiosk. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then he was like, would you want to buy it? And I was like, low key, yeah. I mean, it's only 18,000. That'll be fun. I don't know. I don't do much all day. So it was just like a great idea, because if this business would have worked out, it would have been great for me, you know? Something during the day where I go, I sell snacks. It was in a great location. It was in front of a movie theater, so like people would come buy snacks there and then go watch the movie. I could sell smoothies out of here. I could sell like fruit cups during the summer, ice cream, you know? It was a great business plan, okay? So imagine that. So obviously me, I'm excited. I'm like, fuck yeah, like I've been waiting for this. I have cash. I have 18K cash right now to pay for that. So obviously I'm like all up in my head, like, I got it. I'm gonna be a business owner, right? Ramon or Romeo puts me in contact with Hakan. He's like, yo, I have this girl, she got cash, she might buy it, whatever. I'm like, Romeo, I don't know if he knew about it, but obviously Romeo knows this guy. So to this day, he swears he didn't know. To this day, he acts shocked. But in my head, I'm like, bro, how did you not know that I was gonna get scammed? Like, you know, I get in contact with Hakan. I'm like, yeah, this business. Romeo and I are talking, but we're not dating. Like, we're not together. And he's just whatever, you know, like he's whatever. So we're not really talking that much. So I'm in contact with Hakan. And he literally tells me, he be calling me every day. Like, I talked to Romeo. He told me that once you buy this business, he's gonna buy you flowers. He's like, he told me that like he's very excited for you. Like when you buy this business, we're gonna go to the club that what I work at and pop bottles and like celebrate with you. Like, you know, he's like hyping it up bad. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, like I just talked to him. And like, I believe him. Like I believe him because he's pretty credible. Like he's a scammer. So I believe him. And obviously I'm excited in my head. And then he'll call me and be like, yo, I just talked to Romeo. He said he hasn't been with anyone else after you, because Romeo and I weren't together, and like Hakan knew this. And the point is, he was just hyping it up around Romeo, that I think I got hyped up in my head about the fact that Romeo knew that I was gonna buy this business. You know, Hakan was telling him everything. Hakan was like, yeah, Elena's gonna buy this business, like she's a business girl. He was hyping me up to him. But it was all a lie. Like, he probably wasn't even talking to him. He probably never even told him that I was gonna buy the business. He probably knew he was gonna scam me. He knew he was gonna scam me. He knew it, because it took a week for this to happen. I literally met Hakan. 7 days later, I hand this guy $18,000, a cashier's check, bro. Cashier's check, 18,000. We go and cash it out. He has the 18,000 in his hands. Romeo had no idea about any of this. Romeo and I weren't in good terms, like we're not talking. And I was gonna ask Romeo, I was gonna call him and be like, hey, like, what do you recommend? Do you think I should buy the business? But I just wanted to impress him in a way too. I wanted to show him that like I was serious about being a business owner. Fuck. Why do I do that? It's all because of men, bro. Dick will fuck you up. I talked to my friend Brenda about it. Brenda's super supportive, but she's like, you should really check. You know, she's very negative about the whole thing, and I'm kind of a bitch towards her. I'm like, listen, Brenda, I'm not gonna listen to you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This guy I'm making businesses with, he's had 3 businesses. You know, I'm like hyping up Hakan. I got his back. I'm literally a loyal supporter of Hakan at this point. I'm like, Brenda, listen, I don't care what you have to say. I'm gonna buy it anyways. So you're either in with me or you're not, because I wanted help cleaning it. I wanted like staff to have there during the day. So I was gonna hire my friend Brenda, have her help me out. I was just like thinking for the future. And she was like, yeah, okay, I got you, but whatever. She knew the whole time that this was a scam in a way. Like, but I just don't listen, bro. And this is what I mean by people did tell me not to do it, but I just don't listen. Then I called this other guy. His name's John. He's my friend. And I call him. I'm like, yeah, this got offered to me. And he was like, Elena, do your research. That's all I'm going to say. Do your research. Guess what? I didn't even do my research, bro. Like, all I had to do was take the name Snack Shack. That's the name of the business I bought. Put it in businesses.com or put it in a website and see if it's even real. Because the business I bought never existed. He never even registered the business to an LLC. He never made anything legal because he's illegal from Turkey. He has no fucking papers. He is illegal. So I bought a business that was never real. How does that happen? Because I didn't do my research. Obviously, I'm telling people in my life. I tell my mom, I tell my besties, I tell people, and all of them are very supportive. They're like, hell yeah, do it. Because in my head, I'm making it seem like such a good deal. In my head, I'm like, yo, I just got offered this business is 18,000 because the guy has another business. He wants to sell it because he doesn't have time to be there. I would just be there during the day. It was like a year lease till 6 years. In the contract, it says a year lease at the kiosk for 6 years, and I only had to pay $1,000 for rent. So he literally made it seem like such a good deal. He pretty much was gonna train me. He was gonna show me the business aspect of the business. He was gonna move the LLC over to me. It was all gonna be awesome, and I was gonna start making money in this spot. He sold me a dream. You know, he was just like making it seem so awesome, and I trusted him. So it took me like a week or two to give this guy who I never knew before $18,000. I give him the $18,000. I move on about my life. I'm waiting for Romeo to send me flowers. I'm waiting for Romeo to call me. I'm waiting for all of this. And Romeo did call me. He was like, hey, I heard about that business. Like, congrats. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know, because then Hakan went to his job, Romeo's job, and was like, yeah, Elena just gave me 18,000, blah, blah. And he was just talking about it like, damn, I just scammed this bitch. You know, he was making it seem like that. So Romeo and I hung out after this, and he was like, yeah, well, just so you know, Hakan and he's not really close to me. Like, we're not really friends like that. So I feel like he knew that I got scammed, and he was trying to save his ass, being like, just so you know, like, he's not really my friend. But in the moment, I was like, dude, if you knew I couldn't trust him, like, I don't know why you didn't say nothing. And he was like, dude, I told you to be careful. Because he did tell me at first. He was like, just make sure you're careful, like, when he shows you this business. So even him, he warned me too, bro. He warned me too. And you know what the worst part is? Before buying the business at work, I was like, God, give me a sign if I should buy this business. Because of course it's a big move. I was obviously thinking about it, like $18,000. I was thinking about it a lot. And then this guy walks in and he's a customer and I'm like, hi. And he's like, hey, and he has a shirt that says Tres Margaritas. And the snack shack is right in front of Tres Margaritas. And I already seen the snack shack. I toured it. It looked gross. Like, it looked like an abandoned candy store. Like, they haven't been running for like 3 months. And Hakan told me, he was like, yeah, I haven't been here in a while because I'm busy with my other businesses. That's why I'm selling it, because I can't even be here. So it kind of made sense. I was like, okay, I could clean it up. I could do this. I was just like visioning everything. So the snack shack was in front of the Tres Margaritas. So this guy from Tres Margaritas walks in and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to buy this business. It's called the Snack Shack right in front. He was like, oh, you know Hakan? I was like, yeah, what do you think about him? He was like, you know, he's always been nice to us, but I'm gonna ask around and let you know. And I was like, bet, ask around and let me know what's up. Whatever, we move on. We talk about the business and I'm just like, don't tell anyone, but I might be buying the business, you know, because I didn't want to tell people, like, I didn't want to tell everyone, but I was telling some people, but like not everyone, because of shit like this, because getting scammed, and now I'm embarrassed. Because what the fudge? So I'm like, don't tell anybody. The next day I wake up, I shower, I go to Snack Shack because I'm gonna clean it up. You know, I'm just starting to move. Like, I'm starting to move. Brenda's with me because we go together. Brenda's helping me clean. And then we go to Tres Margaritas to eat, to say hi to the guy that I seen the night before. And he's there and he's like, dude, guess what? I found out he's a criminal. And I'm like, don't say that. Like, that's racist. Like, first of all, he's not a criminal. Just because he's from Turkey doesn't mean he's a criminal. And I started defending him. I started defending Hakan after literally this guy just told me he's a criminal, don't trust him, like, ask the leasing office before you buy this place. And I decided to ignore it. I decided to ignore the sign God was giving me. Like, I had so many freaking signs right in front of me saying do not buy this business, but I literally had to learn my lesson to not be stubborn and don't rush anything. Like, God won't rush you. Things from God aren't rushed. This was so rushed how I said it took 7 to 15 days for the whole thing to happen. So this guy tells me that, and I'm like, you're being racist, blah, blah. We move on, whatever. I end up buying the business anyways without signing any. Like, I sign a business. We sign a fucking dumbass contract, bro. Dumbass contract. And then give him the money. And then that's it. So I have the snack shack, right? It's something physical. It's something I see. I didn't get sell an idea. I got sold a local thing, right? So I pretty much, this is my own business. So I go to the business. I'm over here. I start selling shit. I actually sold like maybe $50 worth of things, you know, like I was on it. I was on it. Next day, Hakan calls me. He's like, yo, I just got bad news. They're wanting to kick us out of the kiosk. I'm like, what do you mean they're wanting to kick us out of the kiosk? Because the plan was he wasn't going to put me on the name because he didn't want trouble with the leasing office. So we were just going to keep it under his name and then have me working there, you know? Like we were... Bro, like literally it's so hard to explain every detail because it's ridiculous. I was lied to, bro. Like I was lied to bad. Pretty much he's saying we're getting kicked out of the kiosk and I'm like, what the heck? And the worst thing... Bro, fuck. I just keep forgetting details. The worst thing is before we signed the deal. Well, no. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, no. So we're getting kicked out of the kiosk. And then before I give him the money and before I sign everything, he's like, don't tell people from the leasing office because I don't want him to like get mad about the fact that you're taking over. He just made it seem like a secret that he was selling me this business. And me, myself, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can keep a secret. Like, whatever. I trust this guy from Turkey. And you know what? The worst part is that whenever I first met him, he literally told me how he was cheating on his baby mama and how like he's a cheater and he's so nasty towards women. And I should have freaking know because I've seen this video on the internet that says don't ever make businesses with people that cheat on their significant others because if they don't respect the people they sleep with every night, what makes you think they're gonna respect you? They don't know shit about loyalty. And that should have been another flag and I should have listened to that the first thing, but I didn't. I decided to look past such a nasty thing to do and make business with this stupid fucking guy that I hate. Just kidding, I don't hate anyone, but god dang, I really do have such a feeling towards the whole situation. So yeah, he's like, they're wanting to kick us out. I'm like, no way. So I'm like, let's go talk to a leasing office. So I go and talk to a leasing office and I'm like, hey, I don't understand what's going on. I literally spent the whole weekend cleaning the kiosk. I'm ready to run it. Like, can we just have it open? And they were like, no, Hakan needs to get out. And I was like, but why? Like, can you guys tell me what's going on? And they couldn't really say anything, probably because they have contracts. But I end up finding out that Hakan owes 6 months worth of the kiosk. He hasn't paid for like 6 months. So he owes like, I don't know, $6,000, $4,000 of the rent. He was getting evicted from the kiosk. Couldn't even run it legally because he had no paperwork and they were kicking him out. And there's no way he didn't know all of this prior to selling that business. There's no way he didn't know he was getting kicked out. So pretty much with my money, with the $18,000, he pays what he owes, which is like $4,000 to $6,000 because they were probably gonna send lawyers after him. I don't know, probably legal stuff. And then he pretty much just leaves everything and then they're kicking us out. And if we don't get everything out by Sunday, they're going to just throw it out. So at this point, I'm pissed. So I'm like, Hakan, help me move all this shit out of here. So we move all this stuff. We take it to the storage unit that I'm paying for still. So everything is already falling apart. Like, it's been 2 days with this business and everything's already falling apart. I'm getting evicted. Where am I going to put all these fridges? Because I did buy some supplies. Like I bought like 2 ice cream fridges, like a bunch of fridges, bro. Like what am I going to do with all this shit? That's what I'm thinking. This business was never legit and I got scammed. Bro. So I get a lawyer. Yeah, I obviously get a lawyer. My lawyer sucks even more than Hakan, bro. Like, that motherfucker don't do shit. Hakan moves to Miami. He's literally in Miami with my check right now, like, living his life. And that shit's so annoying because to this day, I be hitting him up and he's like, oh, I'm gonna send you money tomorrow. Motherfucker has not sent me $1, bro. He was gonna help me sell everything. Like, the plan was, since this happened, he didn't want to fuck me over. He got my back, you know? He got me. Like, this was so unexpected. Like, he never thought they were gonna evict us. Bro, yes, you freaking knew. You knew what you were doing, bro. But he told me he was gonna help me sell everything. That never went through. His friend never appeared, obviously. His friend probably wasn't even real. He lied to me about everything. And I have to sell those fridges. I got a lawyer, how I said, but the lawyer didn't do shit. Months went by, nothing happened. Hakan moved to Miami with my check. And he's over there living his life with his son. And his little baby mama that he cheats on. Like... And that's literally the people I freaking encounter. It wasn't Hakan who took my money, it was the devil. That's what John told me after I called John, because he called me, he was like, yo, how's the business going? And I just started crying. I was like, bro, I got scammed, bro. Like, it was fake. He was like, dude, like, that was the devil taking that money. You have to, like, be careful with people and, like, be grateful that it happened now with 18,000 as opposed to 180,000, you know? I guess it's true. Like, you just gotta see the positive in the situation. And then Ramon or Robert, what was his name? Romeo. Going back to Romeo. I'm texting Romeo. I'm like, yo, like, hakan, scam me. You know, I'm telling him this because I don't know if he knew that this happened. And, like, in my head, I'm like, did he know this happened? Because it kind of fucked me up too, because I trusted this person because I was like, I really liked Romeo, you know? So it's like, I kind of did it because of Romeo. So I was like, very just heartbroken, and I just felt like so used. Romeo comes to my job and I'm like, dude, did you not see like the messages I sent to you about Hakan? And he's like, no, because Romeo blocked me. He always blocks me and unblocks me, so that makes sense. And I'm like, well, he scammed me. And he's like, what do you mean? So then I tell him everything that happened, and he's like, what? I had no idea. I'm gonna talk to him. He talks to him. I don't know, like, I mean, that didn't do anything because Hakan never paid me back. Whenever I talked to Romeo, I asked him, did you ever say you were gonna send me flowers? Did you ever say you were gonna call me? He answered, no, I never did. Like, what would I say that? Like, and I'm like, what? Great. So he lied to me. So it was just a messed up situation, and feel bad for me. Just feel bad for me. Just don't judge, just feel bad and move on. But the point is, Hakan said he was gonna pay me back all this money. He hasn't to this day. So if you guys see this guy, please fucking just kill him already. God damn it. A lot of people, when I tell them the story, they don't understand how somebody could be so gullible or how somebody could fall for it. And honestly, me fucking neither. But now that you have more detail about the story of how it was painted to me like a perfect business opportunity. Also on the contract, we said how he was gonna train me, how I said he was gonna show me for 6 months. He was gonna be like my leader. And he made it seem like he was my big brother because I don't have anybody here really, you know? And he asked me all these questions at first. He was like, who do you live with? Where's your dad? Do you have any family here? He asked me all these questions to know if I was a good target, because whenever I got scammed, I told him, I was like, dude, why would you do this to me? Like, imagine if somebody did this to your son. And he said, nobody would ever do that because he has a dad. I don't have a dad. So I was like, damn, like, you literally thought I was just an easy target, and you took advantage of that. And it's honestly pretty sad if you think about it. I'm glad I'm not struggling over that money. Thank God I'm good, and it's just a story to tell now. But you know, that's fucked up. That is so fucked up. Yeah, so that's the first story of how I got scammed. There is another story, but this video is way too long, so that's gonna be for another time. But that's how I got scammed $18,000 on 2025. Don't trust people from Turkey. Don't trust people called Hakan. And don't trust Romeos, because Romeos will make you fall in love and then take your money. It's so hard to trust people nowadays that I just... Bro, like, this hoodie is pissing me off. It's so hard to trust people nowadays that I would rather just be alone. That's why I just kick by myself now. But I need to go to bed, so have a good night. And I need to finish my protein muffin. Good night.